Welcome back to the Blue Tiger Poker 10K Challenge Show, episode number 10. So this is going to be a unique episode, not because it's the milestone number 10 one, but just in light of the last week and a half with the virus and the computer being down, wasn't able to save some of the recordings and things of that nature. So we're actually going to be piecing some of them together. Recorded another one after the computer's back up, just didn't have audio. So I'm going to be doing a voiceover on that one and kind of giving you guys some good plays. There's just some real good plays in these two clips. Luckily, out of all of the April one that I was not able to find and get, this 5-10 minute clip was probably the best. So I guess if I had to choose which one I wanted, it would be this one. And you know, the other one had decent play. The voiceover one, I wished that it had audio, but it doesn't. And the reason is it started out as a really good session and then kind of went downhill from there. Anything and everything that people needed, whether it be 2 outers, 3 outs. I think the best that somebody had it when we got it in was 6, and they hit them all. So I just wanted you guys to just kind of see, you know, you're going to run into these plays, and it just seems like it's snowballing on you. But you just got to play through it, and you know, and if it really tilts you, you just need to quit the session and move on till the next day, take a break or whatever you need to do. But those, you know, just I continued to play and recovered some of the lost. And you know, still ended up with a loss for that session, and then you know, played some more since then. And we've got most of the money back now. You'll see that in the future segments that I've already recorded. So I'm gonna get you guys this one, and like I said, it's I guess the milestone number 10. So I guess congratulations for us on getting the number 10. But we're going to continue. Hopefully we won't get to 100 and the 10K challenge will be over by then, but we'll probably have a few more, and maybe we'll make some more contests. Speaking of contests, the Say It Ain't So will not count on this one. If you watch the last weekly update, you will see that that I went ahead and put some money in the jackpot, and it's going to start up on episode number 11. So we're going to just jump right in. And like I said, the first one's going to have just your standard stuff. Then we'll move over to the voiceover one. And then down here again, this player 2 is the big stack. We do have some good positioning against him. Thing is, he looks like he's probably playing on the tighter side, or he's just not had anything yet. It's very, very early to kind of figure these things out. But I think he's only played one hand, and I think we've been here a little bit, twice as long as we've been on this table. This is one of the last tables I pulled up. So here's a hand. We actually got one, pocket sixes, and pretty standard open. And then we get 92. These guys are playing crazy percentages, probably 100%. So got both call. They both, I think, especially player 3, does not fold. So he calls C-bet. So on this board, we are going to elect just to check if we're check 2 and fold if it's betted 2, seeing if we get the free card. Betting here, I think, is just going to burn through money. Possibility we could probably bet here, but you know, these guys' calling range is weak aces, so I expect us to get called many a times. So that hand's pretty well dead. So over here we got pocket queens, again, pretty standard. Not really much to think about right now. Not changing up or bet sizing. The good thing is player 6 is a guy who's played a pretty good amount of his hands, so you know, we should probably see a flop. In here, we're just going to continue. I don't think there's a reason for us to slow down. If we get called once and a club comes out, we'll probably slow it down. And if he got crazy, then we would. But we want to pretty much get value from this guy. So, you know, if we noticed he was very foldy and then trying to make plays, if we checked and he would bet, then we would have played the hand a little bit different. But best play right now is just straightforward. Go ahead and bet that hand. And we could have played the ace-9 down here in the bottom, but still sitting here trying to get a little bit more feel in this table. If it was suited, definitely. And this hand I like better than the ace-9. I just think it plays better. If we hit our ace, we're still worried about kickers here. You know, our hand's just got more of a drawing value. So our tight guy called also, but he was kind of getting some odds to do so. So this is a good board since we were the opening guy. And, you know, if he's got a pocket pair, he might call, and then we can look to maybe apply some more pressure if he checks to us again, especially if a bigger card comes out. So here you're going to think that he probably has the pocket pair, but he just min-raised it. So what we're going to do here is just flat call and hope to see a king, queen, ace, or jack, and then we can maybe make a play after that. So there's our jack. I don't think we're going to fold now because his pocket pair, he might be playing king jack or ace jack, so now he's betting $10 into the pot. He could be playing suited connector here. I don't believe, and you know, if he made a set here, it's fine. If he was playing 8-10 and just trying to get away with it, then that's also. I mean, he could have aces here. We're going to see if he pretty much bets the pot. I don't think he's going to triple barrel for no reason. And 22, we're going to snap call it. So there's his pocket pair like we were talking about. And he's going to make that, you know, he's either going to have to give up there or he can make some kind of bluff thinking maybe, you know, I have ace queen, ace king, and I'm just going to give up. And, you know, he's talking, but you know, he's saying seriously he called that hand. So he's going to be on the tighter side and those type of things. But, you know, as we said, and he's saying what an idiot. But from that, you know, we're talking about the options. We just went through them all. I mean, we were looking for a jack, a queen, a king, or an ace, and we put him on his pocket pair. That's pretty much the hand that made sense when he played it that way. So, yeah, I mean, if he wants to be that way, we were the idiots. So, oh no, you know, sorry, dude. And then when we hit our jack, that even give us more type of play, and then he, you know, he fired off his third bet. So up here we're just betting a little bit of value. We can get out kicked or the club draw. The guy hadn't played that many pots, so I would have probably assumed, you know, if he had an ace, he would have bet. So we were there at the end. We were betting for value. But if he had another weak kicker, we were splitting. And no reason to make the rate tremendously high at that time. So he's going to be somebody we're going to be probably trying to get into pots with because, again, like last time, he was just upset. And here, we're actually going to go ahead and squeeze this time. We still might get called twice. But, you know, this guy's been playing a lot. But we hadn't done much. Yeah, we had the one hand with the queen jack. But, yeah, I expect this guy to call. And that's probably the flop we're looking for. And, you know, he's either given up here or he's actually got a piece of it. And I don't think we're going to burn through too many bets with this guy. So we got what we really wanted. Unfortunately, we got sit out up here in the top table. But definitely what our thought process was is going. So here's our guy again. And we're definitely, with our ace-10 suited, going to be making that call. So, you know, we're going to bet, and I expect him to call with any overs this time. Because he was steaming at that time. So if he had like king, queen, or something like that, he'd probably be steaming. Wanting to try to get a pot back from it. So we're betting value on the flop on that for sure. It's funny if you guys are viewing in over here on this table. I'll probably zoom in for you. on the top table, but they're talking, saying, player 6 is actually saying he thought it was rigged and all kinds of stuff, and then player 5 says, why do you keep playing if you think it's rigged? He goes, because it's not totally rigged. You either think it's rigged or you don't, not totally rigged. And he goes, partially. And then he states that he doesn't care if it's rigged or not. So it's pretty comical there. I'm sure if anybody's played online sometime during your startup time, you all had those thoughts like, what the hell's going on? This ain't the way it goes. But pretty funny, and if you saw my hand history for the last 4 hours, you'd be suspicious too. And it's just very, very funny. I mean, it's just like, player 2 down here just arguing with me. Why am I calling that hand? Which, if he's watching the video in the future, he'll understand why I called him on that hand. And, and he never told me otherwise. That was what he had. So, I mean, if he was suckering us in with aces or something like that, that was a good play on his part. But just the way he played the hand, it's just, that was the range I put him on. And the only card I got scared of at that time was the 9s, which I think if he would, had a higher top pair, he would have actually been a lot more aggressive at the time. But I think also the Jack slowed him down a lot. And here, we got this guy here just limped, and then, they got a little bit shorter guy, and I'll probably, if he shoves, probably call that off. But there's not many hands he should be limping with on the button and folding. So, it's just a bad play. Just don't do it, guys. Okay, on this hand here, guys, just the guy was super aggressive, I kind of remember. So I was trying to isolate to him, getting the other guy who was kind of loose out of the way. Didn't want to play it triple way, even though I had position. And I knew the guy was crazy aggressive pre-flop, and he's very aggressive post-flop. So I elected just the call, and real good flop, This is nowhere in his range, and then he, of course, is betting pretty hard at the pot. So again, we're not going to run him off, because all we're going to do if we raise, we're going to get him to fold anything weaker, unless he has like jacks, queens, or kings. So again, he makes the real bluff and shoves it, and we take down the big pot there. Okay, this next hand we are actually involved in is a very loose, aggressive guy up here, number 6, and I mean, he's been crazy aggressive post-flop. So we're electing the call, figuring we're going to get a heads up because the other two guys were tight. So we got a good flop for us, even though we got a weak kicker. So we check to him, because if he is staying aggressive, he's going to continue. So we pretty much are going to call. We're not going to raise here, because we're just going to get him off at any bluff or a weaker hand. So the 2 comes off. That is the best card for us. Unless he's got a 2, we got the nuts. So, then the 8. So I thought about betting for a second, but the best thing is again, he's aggressive. He's shown that he's going to bluff the river, which is not a good play in anybody's book. So we check to him again, and he actually takes the bait, I believe. Yeah, he took the bait on this one, and I think he bets like half pot or something. But we ended up calling that very quickly on that hand. This is the hand, I think, that started the tables turning for the night. Here, pretty standard. Player 6 has been calling everybody and very, very aggressive, playing weirdly. So here he raises. I elected to just flat call because we had position on him, and if the flop got very ugly, we could just not have a huge investment in the hand. So we did make it. Got a great flop for pocket 10s. He leads out, so thought right here we would just raise a small percentage. He probably folds to aggression back, but he ends up making a call here, which then makes his range like ace king, ace jack, ace queen, maybe smaller pocket pairs. So the 8 does come in. So here he makes a small bet, and it's either very weak that he's just trying to continue on the hand, or it's very strong. So unfortunately we make the call, and it was in the strong part of his range, so he actually had a hand that time. Okay, in this hand I ended up flopping 2-pair against 2 people. Basically the opener, and then the guy completed his blind. So here, with 2-pair you just want to go ahead and bet it. And so we do raise, and then we kind of get an odd play right here. He was the early opener, but I think he does this weird raise right here. So of course we're getting it all in, and he shows us ace king, and then unfortunately the way I said the knight was turning up is the king came on the river. So that was just okay, guys. Well, that's it. I'm going to spare you the other bad beats for tonight. No reason to really talk about those. They're pretty straightforward. Got it in with the bigger hands and ended up losing. But again, don't be discouraged if that's coming and happening to you. You just got to get in there, keep plugging away. If you're making the right play and they're just sucking it out on you, then if you can't take it again, like I said earlier, just kind of stop for a while or take a break. And just come back refreshed, and when you can play without worrying about it. So until next time, guys, good luck at the tables.